and welcome to our very first bonus episode of Embarrassing for No Reason. So this is Embarrassing for No Reason story time, where essentially it's the stuff that we just don't have time to squeeze in into our usual episodes because we're too busy yapping. But this is our opportunity to share some of our personal Embarrassing for No Reason stories.
I'm literally shaking
I know.
about this one. I've never told this story before. Think of this as kind of like, you know, Embarrassing for No Reason is like the main event on a Thursday. Yeah. Then on a Tuesday, the following week, you get like almost like the penalties of a football game. Or when X Factor used to go to deadlock.
Nice!
Yeah. It's like that little spicy bit of extra time that you're like, okay, we'll all hang out together here. So this week on Embarrassing for No Reason, on the main episode, we were talking minor injuries after Tatum fainted after she walked the marathon.
I will swing for you one of these days. You're going to have it.
And I've been forced, right? I was getting messages left, right, and centre about this because they were like, if you're doing minor injuries, you have to talk about what happened to you in 2021.
Mm-hmm. By the way, so many people, like all your mates were like, why is Sam not told
Bear in mind, I've never
story?
told this story to my parents.
Well, welcome, Ruth and John.
Loads of friends won't know this story as well because it happened sort of mid-pandemic. It was in May 2021.
Hey,
and I'll walk you through it. Okay?
Get a brew. Pull up a pew.
Pull up a pew for this.
Sit yourself down, sweetheart, because this story is mad.
Yeah, sorry if you're eating. So, May 2021, end of May 2021. It's been the pandemic. There's still like the rule of 6 and stuff when you're in pubs, all that kind of thing. I met up with some of my mates from my hometown, a lot of whom I haven't seen since. I will point it up.
That's how traumatic this is.
One of them I hadn't seen for 5 years at this point, right? And then we all like had some drinks, had a couple of glasses of wine. I remember there being a tequila shot at some point.
I bet.
But everything was closing because it was still kind of COVID times. Everything was closing at 11. So we're in this pub by Clissold Park in North London.
What old park?
Clissold.
Right.
And they were like, right, I made friends with the waiter. I forgot this. And I was just chatting to him about he was like a rapper or something. I was like, yeah, sweet. Like, oh yeah, I love rap.
Nah.
The classic.
You were just trying to get a preview, yeah.
Well, it worked. And he was like, look, I've just opened this bottle of wine for another table, but they've gone. You guys just have it. Like, as in, like, before he'd served it, he was like, they've gone or something.
Oh, great.
I can't remember the exact, but I think it was that. He was like, you guys have this free bottle of red wine. I was like...
So you were battered?
I was battered, and I thought, you know what's good now? Free bottle of red wine. So I was like, sweet, let's do it. And I was like, where are we going to drink it, though? We were miles from anyone's house because we'd all decided to meet there because it was like a good middle ground, but no one was near a flat. So I was like, why don't we just climb in the park like we used to? Like, I've never climbed the park with them before, but you know what I mean? Like, when you were a kid, you'll climb over the fence. These are massive metal-plated fences.
Which, by the way, do not try at home.
Never try it.
Crikey. The fact that you were doing that after a couple of tequilas.
Honestly. So I'd seen this I don't know what they are, like a little electric box, and you can stand on that and then get over.
Bloody hell, do not try this at home.
No, do not try this at home. So there's five of us, yeah. The 2 boys and me got over straight away.
Right.
From what I remember. And then the 2 girls on the other side, like, no, we're not doing it until you show us how you can get back.
Fair, I would be the same.
So I was like, oh, for God's sake. So I was like, I'll show you how I can get back. So I tried to climb over the fence, right? And I'm obviously quite drunk at this point, trying to get over the fence.
Oh my God, this is so bad.
The jeans that I had like a really small rip, like in the sort of inner thigh bit. Mm-hmm. I've got onto the spike of the fence. And then the next thing I remember is just like a commotion and I'm upside down. And I feel like a rip. And then like next thing people are trying to pull me down the other side. And then I've got like a bruised rib. I've hurt my knee and I'm like, ah. And then I go to stand. I go to stand and I'm like, nah. I see blood, like a tiny bit of blood, not a lot, on like my crotch area. And I was like, oh, what's happened there? But it feels like I've just been kicked in the hoo-has. Producer Tom will know. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't feel right. So I looked into my pants. Oh my God, this is actually hard. I can't really tell the story. And the fence spike had essentially like where your penis like dangles.
Penis.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking medical terms. The fence spike had cut like the bit where it meets, the bit where like it meets the pube line, let's say, was cut open in like a really perfect line. So I could see inside my Roger.
No!
Yeah. So it's all sort of yellow and pink in there.
Stop!
I know.
I'm so squeamish.
But no blood, because it was all superficial, thank God. Right. So I'm there like, oh my God.
You cut your penis open.
That is the inners of my penis, but it wasn't bleeding or anything like that. I was like, what do I do? So I showed Mike, my mate, who I hadn't seen for 5 years. I haven't seen him since.
Check my knob! Check my knob!
And I was like, what do I do about this? And he like, we were all laughing at first.
Oh
And he's
my
like,
God,
you
Tom.
need to go to hospital now. But the girls didn't realise the severity of it. Anyway, because it was COVID times, they wouldn't send an ambulance and there was no blood. So we had to get an Uber. Got an Uber while I'm sat there like holding my bits and bobs. Got to the hospital. They didn't know what to do with me. They were like, we've never seen this before, which is fair. So they blue lighted me to a penis expert in Homerton.
Sorry, is that a thing? What do you mean a penis expert? Have you still got his number?
Yeah, I was say that's your name on Hinge, isn't it?
I fucking wish. Wait, what?
So they blue lighted
sent
me
to
Homerton, from what I remember, yeah. So a different hospital. So I don't know.
Oh, it was a hospital. We just wanted some random gaff.
Homerton in
some
East
penis
London.
expert, some house.
No. It wasn't
Sounds
someone's
sus.
house. Hey. So they, blue lighted me. First time I've ever been the patient in an ambulance before.
Mad. Who went with you?
Mike, this guy that I
yeah,
haven't
'cause he's
seen
seen
for a
the
while.
knob,
Bless
so
him. Yeah,
fair.
he knew there was something up.
Just keep him.
He stayed with me till 5 a.m. Absolute king for that. So then, they took me there.
No.
They had to. The worst part is they had to had to clean the cut. And honestly, what is it? What's that? Is it The Exorcist or whatever? They have to pin her down.
Yeah.
I was like that, and they'd numbed me, so they'd put loads of injections in the area, and then they were sort of wiping where it was open, and I could still feel
Don't.
it.
Please stop.
And they were holding my legs, going stay still. I was like, honestly, I thought the bloody priest was going to come and throw water on me. I was like, no. I was on morphine as well. I still wasn't doing anything.
Mate.
And then they were like, we need to check it works kind of thing.
Oh my God, yeah. What did you lose feeling in your pee-pee?
Well, no, so luckily it was all superficial, so it was just above.
Okay.
So they stitched it up.
Yeah.
So 2 doctors were at the end of the bed stitching my Frankenstein knob up. And then the next thing, they put it in a little tiny cast. So it's honestly, I've never told you that before.
What?
So a little cast I had to have on for 3 days, almost like a little.
You had a willy cast?
An egg, yeah, like a little willy egg.
How did you wee?
You could take it off to wee. It was shaped almost like a rocket.
Oh my God.
Yeah, take it off to wee. But that was one of the things they had to make me go for a wee before I could be discharged, because they were like, right, if you can't wee, your penis is broke, basically. They said and then obviously I could wee, thankfully. And they said to me, the doctor, I remember him turning to me, was like, you were very lucky this time. He was like, you were literally millimeters away from using all use of your penis. Yeah. And I was like,
all use,
but it's fine. Thank God. Just got a scar. But literally he was millimeters away. I've never, ever climbed a fence since. And the best part was then I had to put my clothes back on. So I've put on these jeans, they're ripped. I've got crotchless jeans and a penis cast. And I'm walking through, and all the nurses have just been talking about me. And I can see them going, because it's 6 a.m. or something for them. They've had a slow night apart from penis fence boy. And they were pointing at me and laughing. But the best part is you have to get a sign-off letter.
This is where the embarrassing for no reason comes in, I imagine.
So my letter says, 27-year-old gentleman, fit and well, PC penile trauma, intoxicated, 1 bottle of wine plus, climbing over a metal/spiked fence, slipped, was effectively hanging from the fence, attends with penis injury, last ate 2 hours before.
Mate.
How mad is that?
Awful.
Intoxicated, 1 bottle of wine plus, I thought was a bit snide.
Nah, yeah.
Plus.
Yeah, you were, sweetheart.
They've had me there. Was hanging from the fence. But yeah, there's some photos which are mad. I've never shown you the actual stitches.
Do I want to see?
I could show you a really zoomed one.
Yeah. Oh. Oh my! We can't put that online.
Did you see them?
What?
The big yellow stitches.
Oh, yes! It looks black.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
but
that is the perfect embarrassing for no reason
yeah,
story.
Very, very embarrassing.
And it's a good job your knob wasn't working properly. Can you imagine?
Good job it wasn't. What? What? What do you mean if I sent you giddy with the bloody...
Yeah.
I've sent you West with a picture, sorry.
Yeah.
She didn't see any actual peen.
No.
Just the stitches. But yeah, there'll be pictures and stuff like that online. Not of that, but of
I've just got so many questions. Like, you know, like when people have a cast put on their foot and shit.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you do that with a winky?
It was
You have to get it measured first and then put it on, or was it like...
It all happened really quick. I didn't say get me a bigger or smaller one. It was just like,
yeah,
here you go. That's that. There's your penis cast.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Genuinely.
Imagine getting my mates to sign it like you do with your
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Worst part was I had a bottomless brunch booked for the next morning.
I bet.
I said to my flatmates, I was like, right, I obviously can't go. Should we rearrange it? And they were like, oh, we're going to go. So they went to bottomless brunch while I'm just sat there in my sad little bed with my penis cast. Anyway, all back in working order now. We're 4 years on.
Yeah? All right?
Ship shape and shiny.
Good to hear.
Good to hear.
Well, thank you for getting that off your chest, Sam.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be more to come. But
I'm so sorry if my mum, because I know my mum listens every week.
I know, poor
I'm sorry I
Ruth.
never told you all about this. There was just a lot going on at the time. It was COVID. I wasn't coming home for a month anyway. I was like, I'll be recovered.
Yeah, and it is very embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing.
But
and it's like, what are you doing with your life? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Fully grown man climbing a fence.
Get over yourself. Don't try it at home. I'm going to reiterate that. But thank you for listening. More bonus episodes to come. I'm sure I'm going to embarrass myself. You're going to
More
embarrass.
episodes?
What did I say? More episodes to come. What? Nah, you've lost your head, mate. You've lost your head. Thank you for checking in. We'll see you on Thursday for the main episode or for the next bonus episode.
Next what episode?
Bonus. It sounds like boner. Sounds like boner. No.